Hello everyone, so in this video, let us talk about a medieval problem from LeetCode. The problem name is find the longest substring containing vowels in even count. Let us talk about the problem statement first. It states that you are given a string S. You have to return the size of the longest substring containing each vowel an even number of times. That is, A, E, I, O, U, all the vowels must appear an even number of times in the substring that you choose from this particular string. Okay, let's take some example to make it all more clear. As you can see that in this particular string that you have, you can take out a substring. Substring is just simply a continuous, let's say, characters you can extract out from this particular string. So the complete string can also be taken as substring or some part of it. So let's say if I take a part starting from this L all together from WOR till this point, this is a complete, let's say, part of it, which is a substring. That if you take out this small string, then that substring consists of all the vowels even number of times, all the different vowels. Okay, it's not means that the vowels like frequency should also be same. Okay, no, they should be just even. That is the whole problem statement. Similarly for that as well, you can see that if you take out LEEC, like LETC, all of the vowels are appearing, let's say, even number of times. So E is appearing 2 times and all the others are not occurring, so it is 0, which is also considered as even. Okay, so now that's the problem statement. Now there might be multiple brute force way also, but I think so the constraints are pretty large. So the very gracious solution which I find out, which is somewhat I also find out from the submissions also, that you have to use Bitmask, which is a very clever way to solve this particular problem. Now, how can we use Bitmask to solve this problem out? The very first constraint of this Bitmask is that we only have 5 characters that we have to keep track of, which are the vowels. And thus you can make a bit mask for those vowels. Now, how can you make a bit mask? Now, there are multiple approaches to make a bit mask as well. But what you can see is that if you take this, you can assign every character to a particular bit in a particular number. So a bit mask is actually just a simple number. And so let's say if you have 5 characters, you will make a bit mask of 5 bits. So 5 bit number is, let's say, 32. So from 0 to 32, which means that all the numbers from 0 to 32 are considered as bit mask for this particular number that I'm going to describe. Now, how we want to describe that? Let's say that I map that if I find it A, I will change the very, let's say, first bit from the very right. So this is, let's say, mark to A. This is E. This is I. This is O. This is U. You can mark it. You can map it out using some map. I will talk about that as well. But what you can see that if I make this mapping and if I somewhat see that in the initial state, like if I just take this as a string, or let's say if take this as a mask, all the, let's say, all the frequencies of all the vowels are 0, which means that they all are even. Now, if let's say E occurs one time, I will flip this bit to 1 like this. Now this will become another new number, which is totally fine with us. But if I see E one more time, it is flipped back to 0, which eventually just means that it has gone to 0 because all the zeros eventually just describe the number 0. Because if I have a number which has all the 5 bits equal to 0, which eventually just means that it is a 0 number. So what you can see is that I have a 0, and if I added 2 e's, it has again become 0, which means that I have 2 e's, which means that e is even number. So I can just take this analogy to solve this particular problem out, in which I will take this particular string that I have and I will make a bit mask of it. Now, how can I find out the longest substring? For that, there is a very, very similar problem to this, which is finding out the longest subarray in the array such that the sum of all the numbers inside that subarray is equivalent to 0. I think so. I have also made a video of that. If I have not, I will make a video of that as well. But the problem statement, you can search it online as well, that you have to find out the longest subarray whose sum of all the elements is equal to 0. Okay, this is a very similar problem to that, but in just a different representation. So what we will be doing in that scenario is, let's take a small example to understand that scenario, and then we'll move on to the solution part, because that's the overall idea that you have to need to solve this particular problem. Let's take an example that if I just remove this out, let's say that initially we have this string. Okay, or let's not take this as string, but let's take this as a string. If we have this as a string, now what you can see is that initially we don't have any characters, so we have a 5-bit number. Okay, and everything is even because I have not taken anything, and it starts with 0 at this particular point, which means that 0 means that what is the state, what is the value of this bit number? It is 0 because all the bits are 0. Okay, initially it is 0. If I add L to it, let's say I start moving from left to right over this string. If I add L to it, L is not of any type of vowel, so I will just ignore it, and this number will still not change, it will still 0. If I add E now, so E will be, let's say, this, so it will be, the bit of it will be changed, it will become 1. Now if again I see E, I will make it to 0 again. Now what you'll observe from here is that, or let's say if I take T also, then again the number will become 0. What you can see is that the number is 0 at the very start and 0 at this particular T as well. What it eventually means that the value, if I take any characters in between, they are nullifying it. They are not contributing to anything because the number initially is also 0. This is 0 also. So all the numbers or all the characters in between this particular string are not doing anything, which is still not changing this number, which means that they're nullifying it, which means that they are contributing to 0. And if they're contributing to 0, which means that they are all even, like the count should be all even, because that is why they're not contributing to anything. And thus, if I see a number that is occurring again the same time, if let's say I find out 0, and if let's say 0 occurs here as well, I'm just giving an example, if 0 again here as well, which means that all the characters between this and this position are nullifying, they are contributing to 0, they haven't added anything to this number, which means that you can take this as a substring. So you just have to find out the, let's say, any last occurrence of 0 and the current occurrence of 0, and all the characters in between can be considered as nullifying, and you can just add it. I hope you understand. That's the overall idea that you have to use. That if I see the same number again or the same bit mask again, then all the characters between them are nullifying, which means that they're contributing to 0, which means that 0 means that all the numbers between them, all the characters between them are actually storing even number of vowels, which you can take as a substring, and you can just maximize it over all the possible substrings that you will find out. Okay, that's the problem statement, and that's a particular solution that you have to use. If you still want more context, you can go check out that particular problem which I've told you. Okay, let us now move down to the solution part for this particular problem. How we will be doing is that we will have to make a map. Okay, that this is the map that will store out where is the last I have seen this particular bit mask. So which means that if I have seen 0 at the very starting, so I have seen 0 bit mask here, and I have 0 bit mask here, so I have to add those bit mask positions. So I have added 0 as -1, which means that I have seen, because this is the 0th index, this character is 0th index, so I have seen, let's say, the total value of the bit mask. The value bit mask is 0 before taking the first character, which is an index -1. It doesn't exist, but I can store it inside the map. So at this index 0, I have so I have seen a total value. This is the value. So I've seen a total value, the bit mask. The total bit mask is 0 at the index -1. Okay, this is just a reference to find out the total number of characters in the string. Now I will just do a for loop over all the characters. What I'll do is that if the ith character is, let's say, vowel, so what I'll do is I have to now mark in the bit mask. So bit mask is, let's say, count. I have made a variable count. So I will just shift 1 to how much time I have that particular character. So let's say either I can map or create one more mapping, that A is mapped to this character, E is mapped to this character, I is mapped to this character, or you could have also created a 32, because I only have 26 characters. So you could have also created a 32-bit number, which is just a standard bit, and you can take out whatever is this bit position. So let's say A is 0th position, so it will flip the 0th position number. If E is 5th position, so just flip the 5th position number, depending upon what it is. So you can just do a XOR of the count number at that particular bit position, and it will be flipped. Okay, so this is how you can flip a particular position. Now after flipping out, what you'll do, you have a new number, you have a new bit mask. This is actually a bit mask, which is count. Now if I had already seen this count before, if I've already seen this count before, I will find out. So let's say I found a 0 here, and I've already seen 0 here, and I have total got the bit mask of 0 at this point. This is the calculating out the bit mask at this particular point. And if I've already seen the bit mask, I can check it inside the map, because map is storing that key for this bit mask where it is found out. If I've already found out, I have to find out that I already found out it here, and this is the bit mask I have. So this is the characters between them. What is the length between them? That is the substring. So I is the current position minus the last position I've seen, that is this, and I will get the substring length. I will maximize it. And if I'm seeing, let's say I've got the total bit mask of, let's say, 12, and if I am seeing the 12 bit mask for the very first time, then I will just update that particular bit mask and where I've seen this ith index. That is how you will, now that if I find 12 again, which means that I have seen 12 at the very last point, whichever I've time seen that, whichever index, I will now use this to find out the substring between that two occurrence of 12 as well. Okay, that is how you can just find out the occurrences, and whatever is the substring between them, that is contributing nothing. That is that all the substring, all the characters between that particular let's say in that substring, are eventually having vowels equal to 0, and then you can maximize it over all the substrings and then just print out the answer. Okay, that is the particular overall problem statement. Now you can see that this is making a map which will be doing a particular operation O of log n. This is the for loop. So for loop, and for everything, let's say you will do some operation. So O of n log n will be the overall time complexity for this particular problem. That's the complete logic and the code part for this particular problem. If you still have any doubts, you can mention in the comment box of this particular video. I will see you in the next one, decoding, and bye.